All right, so there's been a lot on my timeline about a young lady named Tatiana Chanel. I'm pretty sure y'all have seen her if y'all are on Twitter. Um, but she has been running around for a long time pretending as if she was older than what she is. Right? I know that sounds a little crazy. It sounds like, oh, why would somebody do this? But yeah, Boston, for those that don't know, it's Boston Richie's current girl. And I think I know where to start and stop. Really, I need to start right here. This is her. I might not need to click on these because I forgot on the other side there might be some craziness. But I guess blossomed person. Oh, we can show this. This is no problem with this. But just to show you how she's set up. Whoa, it's crazy. And to kind of get you on a vibe as to how she was going around the internet beforehand, trying to show her most clothed pics. Well, it came out that she was 17 years old at the time of some of these pictures. It wasn't a big areola. This is her on January 7th, 2024. She has a photo shoot, a lingerie photo shoot, and she has this cake, and on the cake it says legal. It says legal, which is crazy. And there's a conversation about men getting tricked and, doing all these things and this, that, and the third. And there's a conversation about how she should be living her young life and she's living too fast. She's just, she young and turnt. I love that for her. People are encouraging this behavior. Specifically, women are encouraging this behavior. She's flying private is my mood now. So supposedly she's on a private jet. I'm assuming Boston Richie flew her out. There's rumors that she was with Kodak Black. And for a long time, it's been going around that this girl was 18. Now, this is some of her responses and tweets to it. I've never seen so many miserable people in this world, or people this worried about what the fuck someone has going on. Y'all wake up, eat, sleep, breathe, Tati. Get a grip. And we just started. Or getting started, I should say. I'm grown, period. Y'all so annoying. I just feel like STFU when it comes to me. And she's responding via tweets. Now, I want to lay out all the evidence before we keep going, before I get into my analysis. They found her mother, because people are going to ask about where her parents are. This is her mother. And this is her mother's response. Why y'all hoes so pressed about my daughter? Y'all weird as fuck. Stay out my DMs. I blocked y'all a million times and y'all keep making fake pages just to contact me again. You're weird. If I don't reply to you or even acknowledge you, it's because clearly you're a nobody and I don't care about anything you're saying. Y'all know absolutely nothing about me and damn sure don't know shit about my daughter. And I damn sure ain't clearing shit up. Why y'all so pressed? What is the real issue? Yeah, that's what I thought. Y'all really take time out of y'all day to actually find my profile, because my name is nowhere on here, and reach out to the mother of a famous model? For what? You don't think that's weird? Nothing you say will ever matter. Remember that. I'm a Capricorn, baby. A fucking goat. But I'm going to say it again. If you ain't got haters, you ain't popping. Again, this is Boston Richie's girlfriend. She is with Boston Richie. Now, what makes this interesting is because apparently before she was 18, She was with Kodak Black. She was with some other rappers, you know, from the Miami area or whatever the case may be. And of course people are condemning this behavior. Of course people are condemning this behavior. Why would anybody condone this behavior? Except for a few delusional bird-brained people. Y'all so mad and upset this 18-year-old fuck with Boston Richey. Who cares? At least she fucking a rich nigga. Y'all was 18 fucking on these broke-ass, low-life-ass niggas. Just to give some clarification as to how old Boston Richey is. Boston Richarderson is 26 years old.
Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy. Boy, ain't no way, boy.
I see somebody in the chat saying he's 22. No, he just goes around.
I know, I'm 23.
You 23?
I know, I'm 23.
You 23?
I know, I'm 23.
You 23?
He goes around telling people that he's 23. He goes around telling people that he's 22. But he's not 22 or 23. He is, in fact, 26 years old. He is, in fact, 26 years old. And they did the math on her. I mean, they did the science on her. This is on Boston Richey's page. This seems to be her, you know, in the nude with the chain on. And this is Boston Richey's chain on Boston Richey's page. They caught the birthmark there circled. Listen, I laid it all out before I gave, these are your peers, relax. I laid it all out before I gave my, you know, assessment of the situation. I just want to say that, of course, we condemn the behavior of her. They're saying that her mother was the one that pimped her out or is pimping her out or continuously pimping her out. We know that those exist via R. Kelly and some of his transgressions in the past. Parents do pimp their kids out as a way of getting fame and fortune and all these things. Calling her a famous model is a crazy thing to say. And I guess it's based off of, you know, Instagram or whatever we're talking about. I don't know where she's a famous model at. That's a crazy thing to say. Everybody's is a famous model at that point. So of course we don't condone that behavior. We definitely don't condone the behavior of Boston Richard. I don't care if she is the legal age right at this moment. Today is the 17th. She became legal 10 days ago. And I think that those pictures were posted. Let me see. Those pictures were posted on the 14th. So 3 days ago. So she had been legal all of 7 days before they had taken those types of pictures and done all those types of things. He was messing with her before she even figured out that, you know, or he even figured out she was legal. And I think it's interesting because somebody's going to bring up age of consent in the comment section. They always do. I think it's interesting her having a cake saying the words legal and you trying to use that as an excuse for the situation going on, because she's denoting that she was not legal before. That's the only reason why she would say that she is legal currently, because she has this cake that says that she's legal. So we're not condoning, of course, Boston Richard. That's a crazy thing to say. We would never condone her or her actions. If her mother was doing those things or her mother condoning any of these actions, I mean, I'm going to take a quick scroll down her Instagram page. It's disgusting. It's not the way that you would like to see somebody who is a minor in a lot of senses portrayed. But again, there's more to this. I just wanted to lay out, of course, those first things, and then we would get into this. So everybody everybody on the internet is just having this surface level conversation. It's so surface level, right? Boston Richie is a EDP. Yeah, we get that. That's easy to say. We got that established. We don't condone those actions for a young lady to be doing. Yeah, that's easy to say. We understand that as well. Boom. The mom, if she's out there pimping out the child, we also don't condone that. Boom. That's easy to say. Cool. And then you kind of run around and they're trying to divide up the pie between those two. But if you just kind of get and peel back the layers of what's going on, I think we can have a more productive conversation. Right? She was doing these things before Boston Richie, before Kodak Black, before whoever. So I think it starts off with the hypersexualization of black people, first and foremost. And the only reason why I paint it as black people, one, I know that hypersexualization in men is a thing just in general. I'm black, so I'm gonna talk about black people. Two, I'm saying black people because men and women deal with these things. We always get into the concepts and conversations, and with the recent news of Josh Giddey, it's going to have a lot of people talking about this. We're going to have conversations about, young people lying to put themselves in situations in which they shouldn't be in, and then also people aging people up to justify certain things. People putting labels on a young girl or a young boy just to put them in situations that are a little too advanced for them. Right? I think that America as a whole hypersexualizes young men and young women. Oh, she's developed, she's fast. He's developed, he's fast. I think it's disgusting. And we're seeing younger people have more conversations about sex openly, knowing more, having more knowledge. It's not a mystery. It's everywhere now, of course, on social media, on television. We talked about that the other day where, you don't necessarily have to portray all of the scene in order to convey the message that a thing happened. It used to be two silhouettes kissed, they fall down, and then the next, it kind of pans away to something, and then they pan to them being in the bed, or somebody putting on a sweater, and it's like, okay, we insinuated that they did something. But now on cable television, they're having full-on, dramatized sex scenes. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy, and they shouldn't be doing that. I'm down for sex ed, but I think the reason why, and it's knowledgeable ignorance is what it is really, because you know what you're doing, but you don't know what you're doing, but you know what you're doing, but you don't. Like I said, I'm down for sex ed. That's not the sex ed that I'm down for when it comes to kids. And again, that goes for men and women. This idea about growing up way too fast. That girl has on clothes. She has on lingerie. I don't even want to call it clothes. But all over, I'm seeing younger and younger people on the internet grow up faster and faster and faster. Not have places for kids to be, kids to do things, kids to learn, kids to grow, kids to participate. When I was a kid, there were such things as teen clubs. We went to the skating rink. We went to the bowling alley. We went to all these places. Now for me, where I am, skating rinks are closed. Malls have curfews. Bowling alleys have curfews. Teen clubs are non-existent. And so that puts these kids in places and spaces and conversations in which, honestly, they shouldn't be in or shouldn't be comfortable in. But because we also have a generation of, of course, young parents raising these kids, they think all of this stuff is okay. And we can talk about Tatiana Chanel because again, I know it's easy to go, oh, this, that, you know, I'm making this a gender thing. The girls do this, and we can talk about what the girls do specifically. The boys do this, and we can talk about what the boys do specifically. But I just want to make it clear and note that to me, it's not one or the other, it's both. Because I see, of course, the Tatiana Chanels and every other, you know, the Bad Babies, and I know she's not black, but every other young girl, you know, ready to grow up, ready to throw the OnlyFans in there, ready to throw on lingerie, ready to put on makeup, ready to put on all these things, ready to jump ship, be with the older guy, and these things have always existed, but you know, it only seems to be exacerbated today, and I see that. But I also see things like this. This is Drake in the club with some 9-year-old. That's Drake in the club with some 9-year-old. Teaching this little boy how to be something he shouldn't be. Aging him up. Take that boy to Sky Zone. This is... Let me see. Yeah, I'm definitely glad I didn't do what I was gonna do. That's crazy. This is Lil RT. Y'all know Lil RT. I be making money. You little bitches from me. Why you ain't me? So we know about all this stuff. And it exists in both. Why are we allowing these kids to grow up so fast? Where are the safety measures? Where are the stay in your lanes? Where are these people? Where are those, hey, this is grown folks' business? Does that no longer exist anymore? Does that no longer exist? I think that's why we get a lot of these people in these situations. And specifically for little black boys, because when you age up these little black boys and hypersexualize them, 9 times out of 10, it leads to the gangs, the drugs, and death. I mean, that's true for the little black boys. And for the little black girls, it leads to more hypersexualization, teenage pregnancies, drugs, unrealistic expectations, loneliness, sadness, all that stuff like that, and even death. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. One of the points I wanted to touch on too was, shout out to Persian Burner. Says, do you think? Oh, my bad. I don't know why I don't have TTS on. Persian says, do you think the idea of making kids grow up faster than they should be is isolated to the black community in America? No, I think that it's an ever-growing issue in a great portion of America. But I think that what's unique to like the culture that we in, and not necessarily just saying black culture, but where we are, is that the rabbit holes that it leads them down are I don't want to say inherently negative, but are vastly, it can be vastly negative. To push these little girls down, we have a bunch of people, and Bad Baby talked about this when she turned 18. I had people she said I had people when I was like 15. OF link. Where's the countdown? And that's crazy. That's crazy. Pressuring her to not only be hypersexualized, but grow up fast. To post like this, to live like this. And I know somebody would say, well, nobody's really forcing her to do any of these things. But remember, we got to remember this stuff. And we'll get to the why in a second. I do want to talk about why dumping on her doesn't work. And this is specifically in the conversation of Tatiana Chanel. I want y'all to know that this is not constructive. Her tweeting out how she feels and people saying all this. This is not the constructive way to go about this. In fact, I'm going to let you know that commentary like that, saying that, hey, you shouldn't do this, protect yourself, da 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 da. He's a EDP. You're getting tricked. It's all fake. It's all facade. That is pushing her down that rabbit hole even more. And I know that sounds ass backwards, but it's pushing her down that rabbit hole even more. It's enticing her. It's making it seem more exclusive. She's got people in her ear as well. Hey, he's hating. And I've told y'all about the stories about how I've been around grooming, and how I saw firsthand the effects of like seeing, specifically a young woman get groomed into that type of lifestyle. I'm trying to tell y'all that the down talk, the dumping does not work. Especially because you are on the internet from a far ways away doing it. It's not working. It's not working. The attributing to it, it attributes to it, honestly, just as much as the hype, if not more. It attributes to it more than if you hyped her up. Especially because all these coaches told her, oh, if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. So I want people to stop dumping. It just does. It does not work. I'm not saying hype her up either. I'm really saying ignore the whole situation. Of course, we want to call out Boston Richie for especially lying about his age and all that stuff like that. But trying to tell this young and impressionable girl, who I can tell she's impressionable because of the pathways that she's gone, confused, whatever's going on with her home life, all those things, to tell her, yo, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. I'm telling you, it has the opposite effect as to what people think. But the last thing that I want to say here is the why. Again, people are on surface level as to even just the why. So I'm dealing with corporate and all this stuff like now. They taught you gotta ask why like 5 times. You gotta ask why like 5 times before you get to the actual truth. Why is she doing this and she's in this situation? Well, obviously that lifestyle is glamorous. It seems flashy. It seems like everybody wants it and wants to obtain it. But as we're seeing now more than ever, a lot of those people would say, hey, if you strive to be in this life, this limelight, it's not all you think it is. Really, it's a bunch of scams and facades. But for somebody who was 16, 17, 18, 15, 16, 17, 18, obviously that's a hard message to get across. We can say that her why is why does she want to be in that lifestyle? Well, because of her own home life. Look at her home life. I don't know necessarily too much about her home life, but they're insinuating that her mom is pushing her into this, so I'm assuming that she doesn't necessarily come from the best background. She's getting pushed to be in this lifestyle, to be in this arena, to be in this, that, and the third. And it's actually pretty nasty. But if you come from poverty, the thing that you'll strive to be is rich. And you'll do probably the nastiest things in order to get there, even if that means selling out your child. Watch the Surviving R. Kelly doc. And we can ask another, why is this the way that they want to get rich? Or why is she dressing like this? Or why? I mean, she's doing this, and it's clear to me, one of the reasons is it's for the male gaze. She does this for the male gaze. She puts the image on for the male gaze. It's not for the women. They don't want to look like baddies. The idea is to now trap a rapper, trap a famous person, and be somebody's baby's mother. Because that's the aesthetic now. That's the thing that the culture has pushed. Hey, you've developed at this age early. First thing they want to do, hypersexualize you. Take them clothes off. Take them clothes off. Well, that's the rabbit hole I'm going down. Let's take them clothes off. Let's put you out there and flaunt your goods, right? Because when you're younger, you're supposed to be in your peaks, especially for women. You're gonna be in your peaks, your primes visually. So if you've been struck with this stick that says, I'm gonna add more shape to you at an earlier age, I'm gonna add maybe the ability to put on makeup on you at an early age. We can give you the imagery of being a boss bee by now taking clothes off, because that's all it is just We didn't see anything extravagant on her Instagram page. It was bras and fishnets. It was crazy. She didn't have anything crazy going on. It was just bras and fishnets, tight clothes, skin clothes. But so it's for the male gaze. It's for the male gaze. Simple as that, period, point blank. And the men are attracted to it because they're told to be attracted to it. Boston Richey is a rapper. In order to continue his ascension, he needs to go through some rituals. He needs to have the chain, the stacks of money, the gold. He needs to have a light-skinned woman. He needs to have a rapper baby mama. He needs to have that. She looks like the typical rapper baby mama. And they're all leeching off of each other. Now, again, Boston Richey's older, so this is disgusting. But these are the standards that we have set as a society as to what's attractive. And now most of us don't get an opportunity to set that. Y'all know me. I'm not necessarily a proponent of that. I have a age range thing. I have a shade preference. I like them darker. I have a size preference. I like my women petite. Shouts out to Coyle Ray. Y'all seen my girlfriend. But society deems that is a bad B. That is a bad B. She's light skinned. She's bossed up with the aesthetic, with the jewels and the purses and stuff like that. And, you know, you can talk about the urge to be attracted to younger women because of, oh, she's more fertile, she's in her peaks, her primes, da-da-da-da-da-da. It's all disgusting to me. It's disgusting to me. To be honest with you, it's disgusting to me. Because if this pushes you down the path of teetering the lines of, you know, legal and illegal, prepubescent, teenage, and you in your mid-20s as a man, that man's frontal lobe is developed. That's disgusting. There's no doubt in my mind that's disgusting. We're not even in a conversation about who got tricked and blah, 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 blah. There's no tricked anymore. She made it public to the people. There was evidence on there. They put her school ID out there. It was public knowledge about that age that she was. That's a video for a different time if we want to talk into how not to get tricked and stuff like that. I think the surface level conversation of this one is easy. Yeah, Boston Richey's this, da 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 da. But we have to then look at ourselves and investigate why the societal norm is like that, why these young people are okay with hypersexualizing themselves, aging themselves up and down, to get urges. Aging is such an interesting concept because once you get to a certain point, you fight it so much that you want to go back down, but your whole life you fought to bring it up, right? All these people in the cosmetic industry spend tens of thousands, of fifties of thousands, of hundreds of thousands, and millions of dollars every single year to fight aging because they want to be something younger or appear to be something younger without aging gracefully. But all these younger kids are fighting so hard to age themselves up to be in rooms where they should not be in, to get hit in the face with reality. Now, the grown folks, I got no cape for. The younger people, I give them grace all the time. I got to give you grace. I got to give you grace. I was young once. I didn't necessarily have the desire, the rush to be older, but I know what it's like to be young and be ignorant to the expectations as to what's around the corner. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm asking for a spare on Tatiana Chanel. She doesn't know any better. And when I mean she doesn't know any better, I think she knows the next steps. I think she knows she's going to get pregnant and go down the same path as a Jada Waiter or Ari or whatever the case may be. I think that she's been told that that's glamorous. And that's why she seeks that path. Just like the young boy who gets told about the drug game and seeks that path. They believe it's glamorous. I also believe that dogpiling on her is not going to do anything. Same thing that I feel about when people get on the internet and talk bad about fat people. It's not going to make them lose weight. Give her some grace. And if you truly care, pray for that young woman. But sadly, she's way too far gone. You just have to look at the next generation of young kids and say to them, hey, I've got you. You don't have to be that so fast. At the end of the day and at the beginning of the night, you're still a kid, and I'm going to treat you as such. So,